Alright folks, I'm certain some of you have read the title of this video. It is called Playing and Reviewing Video Games Ignored by Journalists, which I'm going to be doing it. Not all of it though, but I will look into it. I'm going to show you why.
Am I so out of touch?
What if I said yes?
What is up, space pirates? This is your admiral, the tantalizingly taboo Dr. Disaster. And I know this isn't exactly news or anything, but it still needs to be said. The only reason that most game journalists even play video games is to review new AAA games in order to appease their corporate bosses and continue to get early and exclusive access to AAA studios.
What's in it for me?
That is why, when Ubisoft put out Assassin's Creed Shadows earlier this year, game journalists rushed to get their review released, and they slobbered all over that Ubisoft buggy slop. On Metacritic, 98 professional reviewers played the game, and they gave it an 81 out of 100, even though the user score is a paltry 6.2 out of 10. And here's what happened with Dragon Age the Veilguard. 73 reviewers played that game, and they gave it an even higher score, an 82 out of 100, which was really at odds with what gamers think of the game,
and the company shut down
user score
and
is a 3.9
but
out of 10. It seems pretty apparent that when a game journalist sees a corporate butt, they always have this same reaction. But when a new game comes out that either isn't a AAA title or it doesn't fit into their shitlib progressive worldview, they go out of their way to ignore it. Case in point, last year, when Lollipop Chainsaw Repop came out, game journalists were sent codes of that game, but a year later, and we still only have 8 reviews for it, because the attractive female character in that game offended game journalists' feminist sensibilities. Schedule 1 is another example. That is an indie game, so it doesn't come from one of these big AAA companies, so they didn't care about this game. And as you can see, they don't even have 4 reviews for it, with scores for that game, despite the fact that Schedule 1 was a smash hit that was hilarious fun.
That's right.
There aren't even 4
beat Assassin's Creed
scores,
Shadows,
so they can't even give this game a score. Yet, on Steam, that game hit over 450,000 concurrent players at its peak, and VG Analytics estimates that Schedule 1 has sold over 7 million copies.
Hoorah!
When it comes to games that don't help their career or push their narrative, though, this is the game journalist reaction. Well, that same phenomenon appears to be happening with this game here, Escape from Duckov, an extraction shooter with a funny duck aesthetic that has really been picking up steam, pun intended, because over on Steam, the game has been growing in popularity to the point that they are hitting over 250,000 concurrent players at its peak, and you can tell from the way that the Steam chart number has been rising steadily that word of mouth is phenomenal for this game. It has grown rapidly in the week or so since it's been out, no thanks to the game journalists.
Wait, only 8? That's similar with Lollipop Chainsaw. See, here's the thing. You ask yourself this. Okay, let's put this whole indie and all that stuff away. Why is it they don't review this game? Lollipop Chainsaw Repop, or in this case, I think it's a remaster or sort. Nobody reviews it. Well, IGN just reposted their original Lollipop Chainsaw reviews back in the day, and that's it. The Last of Us Remastered all got reviewed. So why is that?
Only 8 of them could be bothered to write about this game thus far, and they scored it well below the likes of Assassin's Creed Shadows and Dragon Age, once again going contrary to what gamers scored this game. Over on Steam, gamers have rated Escape from Duckov a 94% positive.
Hey guys, here's my review of the game. It wasn't made by Ubisoft or BioWare, so it's not very good.
From But Why Though? What is that? According to this, it says, as purely single-player experience, it feels like a solid introduction of the shooter genre, but even cute ducks can't save Escape from Duckov from feeling like a chore. Why do I get the feeling that this person, this one right here, he's not playing it, or in this case, he has a skill issue?
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've had a lot of people tell me that they have been unwillingly unsubscribed to the channel, so make sure you check on that, and also, give me a follow over on X, where my handle is Dr. Disaster.
Also turn off restrictive mode.
And if you feel like supporting the channel and helping keep the lights on, consider becoming a member for as little as $5
Sorry about
per
the
month.
lag.
But alright, let's take a peek at what's going on with this Escape from Duckov game. So, of the 8 reviews for this game on Metacritic, 3 of them were fairly negative, and all 3 of these came out right when Duckov was released on October 16th. Let's read what they had to say.
Okay.
Destructoid gave it a 70 of 100, writing, "As weird as it is unique, Escape from Duckov offers a new take on the extraction shooter formula. However, the grind and tedium can quickly kill the fun, severely diminishing an otherwise cool experience." Dual Shockers gave it a 70 as well, writing, "Escape from Duckov does a lot right while keeping an adorable identity, but it demands too much time without offering enough thrills in return. The game's biggest failings come from being inspired by a title that is fundamentally a bad game that somehow works in spite of its design, not because of it." And then the outlet, But Why Though, gave this game a 65 of 100, and they said here, "As a purely single-player experience, it feels like a solid introduction to the extraction shooter genre, but even the cute ducks can't save Escape from Duckov from feeling like a chore." Well guys, I hate to say it, but you are clearly in the vast minority here. As I pointed out, this game has been growing on Steam over its first week, and it might even rival the numbers that we saw from Schedule 1 this past spring. Word of mouth has clearly been quite good for Escape from Duckov. Whenever a game gains players like this, from launch weekend to the next weekend, that is an extremely good sign. So, like I said, all 3 of those negative reviews from game journalists came out right when the game was released, and it didn't have much of a following. Only 2 reviews were positive right when the game came out. GameStar here gave it an 80 of 100, and Game Grin gave it an 85 of 100 right when it released. Good on both of them for recognizing a fun game without needing their colleagues to tell them it was okay to like it. And then you will note that these 2 reviews are both positive scores, but they came out in the past 2 days, meaning that they waited until the game was clearly a hit and had a following before they started talking about it. And the same goes for this review right here. These reviewers are clearly bandwagon jumpers. They undoubtedly were sent codes for the game, but they couldn't be bothered to discuss it until it was clear that gamers were flocking to it. I will keep an eye on these negative scores here though from last week. It will be interesting to see if any of them change their score in order to fit in, because here is what gamers are saying about this game. It has a 94% positive score on Steam with over 17,000 reviews. People have been talking about it enough on social media that I caught wind of this game.
And Hypnotic also got this game. I believe he got it, and now he's playing it right now, currently. I don't know, I need to go check his gameplay to see if he's doing good. Now, I will be playing this, but then again, I still have another game called Dispatch. And trust me, I have a lot of games to play. And some I haven't finished yet, such as Expedition 33 or Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers, Hollow Knight Silksong. Honestly, for 2025, there's a lot of games. Yeah, some are flops, some are good. And trust me, I have no idea which one I'm playing. Again, when it comes to this, if journalists ignore this, which I'm gonna have to make a betting guess, that many games, let's say for example, Hogwarts Legacy, the sequel for Hogwarts Legacy will be ignored. Even if Hogwarts Legacy sequel got reviewed, the score they'll give is just like what? Either 70, maybe 60. Yes, I know it's a bit too early to make this assumption, but Don't forget, Game Ren started it first, not me.
Heard of it until the last day or so here, but I caught wind of it and decided to watch a bunch of gameplay, and even though I'm not really a fan of the extraction genre, I'm interested in checking this out. For cripe's sake, like all of the other games that are succeeding this year, this title is far less than the $70 that we are being presented with AAA slop, being only 18 bucks. And the reviews from people who are playing Escape from Duckov make it seem pretty attractive to at least try out for that pretty low price tag. This guy here gave the game a thumbs up and wrote, "Feeding ducks with bread, red X. Feeding ducks with lead, green checkmark." This game has everything you'd want from an extraction shooter. Complex base building, cool character customization and progression system, quests, tons of different enemies, loot, great soundtrack, and fishing. And then this fella has a pretty solid review. He said, "Escape from Duckov is really silly at first glance, but this is an extremely competent PvE game that absolutely nails progression. The developer has played Tarkov and really knows what makes the amazing parts of Tarkov feel so good. You'll progress through this game, collecting loot, upgrading your hideout, and enhancing your character as you equip stronger armor and weapons. This allows you to traverse deeper into the maps for even better loot. This game nails progression more than anything. Upgrade your hideout, then upgrade those modules, upgrade every aspect of your character from your carry weight to your needs of food and water, and even gun statistics like recoil and reload speed. You'll use a huge variety of items to contribute to all of these upgrades, and it really rewards your hoarding and filling up your stash. The quests aren't particularly interesting, but that's not why we're here. Just like Tarkov, the quests are a means to experience and rewards. I love how the developer takes a tongue-in-cheek approach to quests and often recognizes notorious Tarkov
That's a nice review.
quests. Clearing enemies and looting them feels fantastic. Some enemies can be quite hard, so it feels great to equip some really good gear and ammo to take them down. There are harder common enemies and even named AI that will absolutely tear you up if you're not ready. The cute aesthetic is funny at first, but you'll quickly look past it as you get sucked into looting, taking down enemies, and of course, upgrading every aspect of your hideout. Don't be fooled and think this is a meme game. Other than Tarkov itself, I don't think another game nails extraction progression better. This game scratches such a great itch for me, and I can't praise this game enough. Like I said, these reviews make it hard not to justify 18 bucks to play this game. There is a reason that they have gotten up to 250,000 players playing this game concurrently on Steam. Meanwhile, take a look at the games that were being shilled by these game journalists. Assassin's Creed Shadows didn't even hit 65,000 concurrent players. Dragon Age the Veilguard didn't do much better, failing
Saudi
to hit
Arabia
90,000.
took control of EA.
Granted, Escape from Duckov
buy
is
it.
much cheaper than those other two, but that is kind of the point. Why pay $70 for progressive, propagandistic AAA slop when you can spend less than 20 bucks for what is clearly a good time?
Again, I apologize if I had to let the video go way longer. There are times where you have to let the creator cook, okay? Now again, the question is, besides the price, okay? This is a quote from Hideki Kamiya. In his mind, user experience, aka gamer's experience, are more important than pretty graphics. Think about that. I'm 100% certain that Escape from Duckov just give gamers the experience they need. How exactly are you going to... Also, I had to ask, who buys new games? Well, besides, of course, brand recognition and all that, who buys new games every single time? I have to know. Now, I do mean not exactly every single time. I mean every single release. That's what I want to know. Again, look at this. Hollow Knight Silk Song. It's like what, 20 bucks? This game, Escape from Duckov, 18 bucks. I think it's 18 bucks or 20. I don't know. I need to check back, which I'm probably certain it's good. Let's just say I have a lot of games to play, and maybe one day I will pick up Escape from Duckov. One day, but not right now. There's a lot of games I have to play. Trust me, my backlog is just growing and growing, and it's almost full. I know Metacritics don't exactly tell the full pictures, okay? But sometimes when you see those critic reviews, Okay, let's take for example Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. Why is it that they have 8 reviews while The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered got more? And here's another thing, Marvel Rivals. According to Dr. Disaster, barely anyone reviews Marvel Rivals, and guess what happens? That game's Marvel Rivals have 10 million players in 72 hours. Which is why, I think from now, but not in this channel, okay? In my third channel, I will be making series that would say games ignored by video game journalists, or in this case, journalists in general. Trust me, and there's a lot. Hogwarts Legacy sequel, along with Resident Evil 5 Remake, assuming those 2 games were in development, they will be ignored by journalists, 100%. It doesn't matter whether it's AAA or not, they will be ignored. Even if Resident Evil 5 Remake or Hogwarts Legacy sequel got reviewed, the score is going to be low, either 70 or 60, and IGN is probably going to give those 2 games a 6 or a 7, or maybe a 4, but I'd be shocked they do that. So I urge everyone, if you have this, tell me, what was your experience on Escape from Duckov? Was it good? To those of you who haven't, check out. It could be worth your while. And remember one thing, user experience is more important than pretty graphics. Think about that.